Collide with. Collide with. Ascribe something to. Ascribe something to. An array of. An array of. Sue somebody for something. Sue somebody for something. Attitude towards. Attitude towards. If I were you. If I were you. If only. If only. Only if. Only if. If not. If not. An average of. An average of. On average. On average. Have trouble doing something. Have trouble doing something. Clean up. Clean up. Light bulb. Light bulb. Be sure to do. Be sure to do. Make sure. Make sure. From the standpoint of. From the standpoint of. Be optimistic about. Be optimistic about. Early on. Early on. Specialize in something. Specialize in something. Concentrate on. Concentrate on.
Full-time. Full-time.
Cope with. Cope with.
Figure out. Figure out. Tell A from B. Tell A from B. In the long run. In the long run. No longer. No longer. For long. For long.
Free from or of something. Free from or of something.
For free. For free.
Complain about or of. Complain about or of.
Combine something with something. Combine something with something. By nature. By nature.
Serve as. Serve as.
Give out. Give out.
Give up. Give up.
Think up. Think up. Think of. Think of.
In short. In short.
Be indifferent to. Be indifferent to. Keep doing something. Keep doing something. Keep up with. Keep up with. Keep from. Keep from. Not only but also. Not only but also. Differ from. Differ from. Lead somebody to do. Lead somebody to do.
Lead to something. Lead to something.
Apologize to somebody. Apologize to somebody. Apologize for something. Apologize for something. At any time. At any time. From time to time. From time to time. In time. In time. On time. On time. Over time. Over time. At times. At times. Meet with something. Meet with something. Meet with somebody. Meet with somebody. As is. As is. As to. As to.
As for. As for.
Meet one's need. Meet one's need. In need of. In need of. Get rid of. Get rid of. On the contrary. On the contrary. Avoid doing something. Avoid doing something. Manage to do. Manage to do. To date. To date.
Dream of or about. Dream of or about.
At the beginning of. At the beginning of. Shut down. Shut down. Turn down. Turn down. Turn into something. Turn into something. As it turned out. As it turned out. Turn into something. Turn into something. Turn to. Turn to. Turn around. Turn around. In turn. In turn. Turn out. Turn out. Prejudice against. Prejudice against. In place of. In place of.
Take place. Take place.
In place. In place. Take one's place. Take one's place. Whether or. Whether or. Take in. Take in. Take over. Take over. Take on. Take on. Take up. Take up. Take off. Take off. The more the more. The more the more. More or less. More or less. Blame somebody for something. Blame somebody for something. Be to blame. Be to blame. Divide into. Divide into. Result from something. Result from something. Result in something. Result in something. Look at. Look at. Look after. Look after. Apply to. Apply to. Apply for. Apply for. In the face of something. In the face of something. Be faced with something. Be faced with something.
Count on. Count on.
In advance. In advance. Attend to. Attend to. Happen to do. Happen to do. Happen to. Happen to. In one's opinion. In one's opinion. On the basis of. On the basis of. Add up. Add up. Add something to something. Add something to something. Add in. Add in.
To begin with. To begin with.
Make a fortune. Make a fortune.
Sign up. Sign up.
Federal government. Federal government. Contrast A with B. Contrast A with B. In contrast. In contrast. A great deal. A great deal. Deal with. Deal with. Up to something. Up to something.
A number of. A number of.
At first. At first. First of all. First of all. An alternative to something. An alternative to something. Return to something. Return to something. In return. In return. Once again. Once again.
Stick to. Stick to. Feed on or off something. Feed on or off something.
Fit into something. Fit into something.
Make a difference. Make a difference.
Set off. Set off. A set of. A set of. A couple of. A couple of. Have in mind. Have in mind. Make up one's mind. Make up one's mind. With regard to. With regard to. Regard as something. Regard as something. On the market. On the market. Make an appointment. Make an appointment.
Put up with. Put up with.
Put something into something. Put something into something. Put off. Put off. Put up. Put up. Depend on. Depend on. Life expectancy. Life expectancy. Go into something. Go into something. Go out. Go out. Go up. Go up. To go. To go. Go on something. Go on something. Go through. Go through. Be fond of. Be fond of. Fill out. Fill out. Fill in. Fill in. Be beneficial to. Be beneficial to.
Make progress. Make progress.
Cut back. Cut back. Cut down. Cut down. Cut away. Cut away.
Research into or on. Research into or on.
A body of something. A body of something. In line with something. In line with something. Associate with. Associate with. Be addicted to something. Be addicted to something. Be harmful to. Be harmful to. Take risks. Take risks. Expose to. Expose to. Dare do. Dare do. Draw somebody to something. Draw somebody to something. Draw something from. Draw something from. For the sake of. For the sake of.
As or so far as. As or so far as.
So far. So far. As far as. As far as. Far from. Far from. Around the corner. Around the corner. A period of. A period of. Be close to. Be close to. Consider as something. Consider as something. Participate in something. Participate in something. Be indispensable to. Be indispensable to.
Adapt to. Adapt to.
Come up with something. Come up with something. Come to. Come to. Come under something. Come under something.
When it comes to. When it comes to.
Come across. Come across. Over the years. Over the years. Make for something. Make for something. Make up. Make up. Wear out. Wear out. Wear somebody out. Wear somebody out. Threaten to do. Threaten to do. Act as. Act as. Compensate for something. Compensate for something. Compensate somebody for something. Compensate somebody for something. Mortality rate. Mortality rate. Full of something. Full of something. Be critical of. Be critical of. But then. But then. Report on something. Report on something. Be hostile to. Be hostile to. According to. According to. Decide on something. Decide on something. Interact with. Interact with. Worry about. Worry about. No less than. No less than. May well. May well. Do well. Do well. Play a role in something. Play a role in something. A means of. A means of. By means of. By means of. Traffic jam. Traffic jam. No doubt. No doubt. Take steps. Take steps. Be better off. Be better off. Help somebody with something. Help somebody with something. With the help of. With the help of. Access to something. Access to something. And the like. And the like. Be inclined to do. Be inclined to do. Be worth doing. Be worth doing. In that. In that. Slow down. Slow down.
Be linked to or with. Be linked to or with.
In terms of. In terms of. Rob somebody of something. Rob somebody of something. Be likely to do. Be likely to do. In business. In business. Do business with. Do business with. A range of. A range of. Range from A to B. Range from A to B. Show up. Show up. Because of. Because of. Bring up. Bring up. Bring in. Bring in. Bring about. Bring about. Search for. Search for. In search of. In search of. Now that. Now that. Real estate. Real estate. Be good at. Be good at. Do good. Do good. Be good for. Be good for. Be familiar with something. Be familiar with something. Crash into something. Crash into something. Cover up. Cover up. Cover something with something. Cover something with something. Infer something from something. Infer something from something. Prospective. Prospective. Pay for something. Pay for something.
A pay raise or rise. A pay raise or rise. Pay off. Pay off.
Agree on. Agree on. In fact. In fact. Treat with something. Treat with something.
Treat as something. Treat as something.
Keep track of. Keep track of. Track down. Track down. On one's own. On one's own. Interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal relationship. Hunt for something. Hunt for something.
Appeal to somebody. Appeal to somebody.
In spite of. In spite of. Point of view. Point of view. Entitle somebody to do. Entitle somebody to do. Entitle somebody to something. Entitle somebody to something. Learn something from. Learn something from. Learn about. Learn about. Encourage somebody to do. Encourage somebody to do. Make sense. Make sense. The same as. The same as. Be friendly to somebody. Be friendly to somebody. A variety of. A variety of. Equip with something. Equip with something. In charge of. In charge of. At a rate of something. At a rate of something. Accuse somebody of. Accuse somebody of.
Contribute to. Contribute to.
Not to mention. Not to mention. Comment on something. Comment on something. Attract somebody to. Attract somebody to. In favor of. In favor of.
Focus on. Focus on.
On the part of somebody. On the part of somebody. In part. In part. Isolate from. Isolate from. Be related to. Be related to. Up to date. Up to date. Change one's mind. Change one's mind. Change into. Change into. Be unlikely to do. Be unlikely to do. Ahead of. Ahead of. As much as. As much as. Build up. Build up. Build something in something. Build something in something. Build on something. Build on something. Regret doing something. Regret doing something. On a diet. On a diet. Be eager to do. Be eager to do. Suffer from something. Suffer from something. Recover from something. Recover from something. Take advantage of. Take advantage of. Afford to do. Afford to do. Break in. Break in.
Break down. Break down.
Break up. Break up. Break into something. Break into something. Rely on. Rely on. Make a contribution. Make a contribution. Leave behind. Leave behind. Academic performance. Academic performance.
View as something. View as something.
Take something into account. Take something into account. Account for. Account for.
Benefit from or buy. Benefit from or buy.
Be nervous about. Be nervous about. For a while. For a while. Engage in something. Engage in something. Be about to do. Be about to do. In between. In between. Commit somebody to. Commit somebody to. Urge somebody to do. Urge somebody to do. No matter. No matter. Day and night. Day and night. Give birth to. Give birth to. Attempt to do. Attempt to do. Seek to do. Seek to do. On board. On board. Achieve one's goal. Achieve one's goal. Pass through something. Pass through something. Pass on. Pass on.
Fall behind. Fall behind. Such as. Such as.
Open up. Open up. Give way to. Give way to. In a way. In a way. In the way. In the way. For instance. For instance. Be worthy of. Be worthy of. Impose something on somebody. Impose something on somebody. At present. At present. Be characterized by. Be characterized by.
Arrive at or in. Arrive at or in.
At the expense of. At the expense of. Direct somebody to something. Direct somebody to something. Make use of. Make use of. Make or earn a living. Make or earn a living.
Be reluctant to do. Be reluctant to do.
Persuade somebody to do. Persuade somebody to do. Run off. Run off. Run into. Run into. Run out. Run out. Make money. Make money. Force somebody to do. Force somebody to do. On the other hand. On the other hand.
The key to something. The key to something.
In other words. In other words.
Carry out. Carry out.
Carry on. Carry on. Succeed in. Succeed in. Commit a crime. Commit a crime. In front of. In front of. Be composed of. Be composed of. Respond to. Respond to. Send out. Send out. Endangered species. Endangered species. React to something. React to something. Ready to do. Ready to do. Due to. Due to. Convert something into something. Convert something into something. At the end of. At the end of. Take measures to do. Take measures to do. Tend to do. Tend to do. Enable somebody to do. Enable somebody to do. Feel obliged to do. Feel obliged to do. Parking lot. Parking lot. Agreement on. Agreement on. Involved in something. Involved in something. In question. In question. Be accustomed to. Be accustomed to.
Compare A with or to B. Compare A with or to B.
Compare A to B. Compare A to B. Remind somebody of. Remind somebody of. Remind somebody to do. Remind somebody to do. Be sensitive to something. Be sensitive to something. Be worried about. Be worried about.
Major in. Major in.
Mean to do. Mean to do. Have an influence on. Have an influence on. Extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities. Hold up. Hold up. Hold back. Hold back. Supply something to. Supply something to. For all. For all. Arrange for something. Arrange for something. Consist of. Consist of. Be supposed to do. Be supposed to do. Separate from. Separate from. Introduce to. Introduce to. Call on. Call on. Be vulnerable to. Be vulnerable to. Not yet. Not yet. Take seriously. Take seriously. Regardless of something. Regardless of something. Be aware of. Be aware of. Public transportation. Public transportation. Write down. Write down. Or so. Or so. Fail to do. Fail to do. For life. For life. Negotiate with somebody for something. Negotiate with somebody for something. No wonder. No wonder. Move on. Move on. Be different from. Be different from. Work out. Work out.
At work. At work.
Lose weight. Lose weight. Be true of. Be true of. Care for somebody. Care for somebody. Care about something. Care about something. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. At the moment. At the moment. In recent years. In recent years. Cross out. Cross out. Thanks to. Thanks to. Be of importance. Be of importance. Define something as something. Define something as something. Lie in something. Lie in something. Be subject to. Be subject to. Communicate with. Communicate with. Talk show. Talk show. Unable to do. Unable to do. Have something to do with. Have something to do with.
Be or have to do with. Be or have to do with.
Head for or towards. Head for or towards. Be responsible for. Be responsible for. Be suitable for. Be suitable for. Be able to do. Be able to do. Get off. Get off. Get into. Get into.
Get on or along with somebody. Get on or along with somebody.
In person. In person. In order to do. In order to do. Stay away from. Stay away from. Attribute something to something. Attribute something to something. Take notes. Take notes. Translate into something. Translate into something. Object to. Object to. Allow somebody to do. Allow somebody to do. Under control. Under control. Speed up. Speed up. Be admitted to. Be admitted to. Admit to. Admit to. Believe in. Believe in. Be known as. Be known as. Stand a chance. Stand a chance. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Involve somebody in. Involve somebody in. A bit. A bit. Distinguish A from B. Distinguish A from B. On campus. On campus. Describe as something. Describe as something. Make a mistake. Make a mistake. Be determined to do. Be determined to do. To do. To do. Stem from something. Stem from something. Feel like. Feel like. Deprive somebody of something. Deprive somebody of something. Adjust something to something. Adjust something to something. Refer to. Refer to. Among other things. Among other things. Back and forth. Back and forth. Be dissatisfied with. Be dissatisfied with. Vote for. Vote for.
In response to. In response to.
In relation to. In relation to. Nothing but. Nothing but. Find out. Find out.
Be essential to or for. Be essential to or for. Inform somebody of something. Inform somebody of something.
Be associated with. Be associated with.
In addition. In addition.
Have something in common. Have something in common.
Compete with or against. Compete with or against.
In general. In general. As a whole. As a whole. Wipe out. Wipe out. Be willing to do. Be willing to do. In total. In total. On the road. On the road. Pose a threat. Pose a threat. Go wrong. Go wrong. Pick up. Pick up. Junk food. Junk food. Be interested in. Be interested in. Eat up. Eat up. Drop out. Drop out. Design something to do. Design something to do. In particular. In particular. Interfere with something. Interfere with something. Base something on something. Base something on something. By air. By air. Be capable of. Be capable of. Cater for or to. Cater for or to. Thrive on something. Thrive on something.
Lack of. Lack of. Be bound to do. Be bound to do. Take or do a course. Take or do a course. A comment on something. A comment on something. A demand for. A demand for. A sense of humor. A sense of humor. A series of something. A series of something. A substitute for. A substitute for.
A trend towards. A trend towards.
Aim at or for. Aim at or for. Aim to do. Aim to do. An approach to something. An approach to something. An insight into something. An insight into something.
As a result. As a result.
As if or though. As if or though.
Be attached to. Be attached to. Be available to. Be available to.
Be concerned about something. Be concerned about something. Be contrary to something. Be contrary to something. Be dependent on. Be dependent on. Be embedded in something. Be embedded in something.
Be located in something. Be located in something.
Be separate from. Be separate from. Be superior to. Be superior to. Be used to something or doing something. Be used to something or doing something. Bring something under control. Bring something under control. Call for something. Call for something.
Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce.
Coincide with something. Coincide with something. Compel somebody to do. Compel somebody to do. Convince somebody of something. Convince somebody of something. Debate about something. Debate about something. Emphasis on something. Emphasis on something. Give rise to something. Give rise to something. Ignorance of something. Ignorance of something. In pursuit of something. In pursuit of something. In the case of something. In the case of something. In view of something. In view of something. Invest in something. Invest in something.
Lay off. Lay off.
Name after. Name after. Point to something. Point to something.
Refrain from something. Refrain from something.
Relate to. Relate to.
Set about something. Set about something.
Speak up. Speak up.
State of mind. State of mind. Switch to something. Switch to something. Under no circumstances. Under no circumstances.
Used to. Used to.
Watch out for. Watch out for.